The Flash is a student forum for students produced by students. Students make all content decisions, research, write, shoot, and broadcast news stories they deem important to the Eastview community. Stay tuned.
Hey Eastview, I'm Hunter.
And I'm Drew. Today we have 3 interesting stories for you to enjoy.
First is a story about damaged ACLs.
Next, we have a segment on social anxiety.
And finally, a story about the true meaning of happiness.
Stay tuned for The Flash.
Hey Drew, have you ever torn your ACL?
I'm not gonna lie, I have no clue what that means.
Well, maybe Brooklyn can help. Take it away.
Hi, I'm Gabby. Hi, my name's Vanessa.
Hi, I'm Brooklyn.
Hi, my name is Kenna.
Hi, I'm Lily.
Hi, I'm Claire.
Hi, I'm Tyler.
And I tore my ACL.
In the fall of this year, I tore my ACL and meniscus. Through this process, I realized how many students here at Eastview have done the same exact thing. I talked to athletic trainer Andrew to see why that is.
An ACL injury can be many different things. It's typically, a sprain, which is a partial tear of the ligament. They're very common in sport more than, other life activities, just due to the nature of sports and cutting and jumping.
The recovery process for this certain injury is pretty grueling, especially when trying to get back to sport.
And then the recovery process, it was very difficult, especially the second time around mentally. But I had a lot of people by my side to get me through it, which was really nice.
I tore both my left and my right, and the recovery process, it was kind of difficult because both of them happened right after I was healing from my shoulder injuries. So crutches just kind of lengthened my shoulder healing process, and it was very difficult.
I talked to Tyler, Kira, and Claire, who have all gone through this process, about ways this injury can be avoided.
Stretch, definitely stretch. Dynamics are very important. Even if it's hot outside, just keep your muscles warm and ready to go.
Make sure that you give your muscles a break.
As painful as it is, just continue to work hard and push yourself to be better, because in the long run you'll be grateful for it because you'll be stronger than before.
Signing off from The Flash with help from Alyssa, this is Brooklyn.
Wow, that sounds like a really stressful situation to be in.
Yeah, it's given me a lot of anxiety.
Speaking of anxiety, let's look at Damien's story next.
Do you remember that one presentation in class where it took you a lot of time to get it done, but you knew everything you were going to say, you had all your note cards and you were ready? But then when the teacher called on your name, you blanked out, you got scared, your hands started to get a little bit sweaty, a bead of sweat came down your face, you started to shake a little bit. This is a small iteration of social anxiety, a psychological disorder that affects many people in our society today.
Social anxiety is when someone's in a situation that they're so fearful of being judged or being looked at. It's a very intense fear.
Social anxiety has definitely risen in the coming years with our generation's youth. It has big ties to social media and technology usage, both of which occupy the lives of the youth.
Anything that's really performance-based or has them in a large group, I think that's when they usually feel like, okay, this is when I'm being judged the most. It can be in class when you're giving a speech, right? Or when you're doing a group project and you're up there with, you can be up there with 4 other people, but feeling that pressure, like people are solely looking at you, like that spotlight is focused on you that entire time.
Social anxiety is like a wall, something that's perceived to be threatening, but an intangible one. It takes not a lot of effort to get over the hurdle of social anxiety. But the self-doubt of social anxiety typically creates the perception of it being impossible.
Many different causes. It could be something that is genetic based, but a lot of times it comes from, a traumatic event, past events that have occurred. Maybe somebody has been embarrassed in front of a large group before, or humiliated in front of a large group before. And so that's usually where it stems from. It's just something that has happened to them.
One thing is to be talking about it, sharing how you're feeling with an adult, a trusted adult. That might be your guidance counselor, that might be me as a psychologist, it might be a teacher or a coach or someone outside of school. But to start by talking about it so that we can get the right resources for you and the supports that you need.
To those out there who feel as though they are dealing with social anxiety, I recommend finding new ways to enjoy yourself and discover who you are. If you ever need it, you can go to our school's own therapist for help. Signing out for The Flash, with help from Kolbot and Alyssa, this is Damien.
Hey Drew, what helps you with your anxiety?
Well, I like to calm myself by stabling my breathing and distracting myself with happier thoughts.
Then let's distract you with Katie's story.
The true meaning of happiness is to have joy, to love one another, to live in harmony in the surroundings that you are.
I would say when you're in a state where you just don't feel like you have any problems, where you feel like you're in a good spot, you have people around you who love you, it doesn't matter where you're at with money or success or any of that.
Every person has a different opinion for their happiness. For me, is when I see other people being successful, being happy,
that you feel good.
We have problems, yes, but togetherness and sharing all those problems that we have, that's happiness.
I am actually an actor, so the feeling of being on stage and just the moment right before the final applause.
It's that I get adopted by my parents.
My dog, Chewy.
To know that I'm loved.
All those smiles make me so happy. What makes you happy?
Definitely the credits this week.
Oh yeah, stay tuned for the credits.
Listen, I don't know how this guy even got here. I don't even know why he's in high school. It's like he just walks around, he talks, he looks at people, and he just sort of goes,
Yo, this man Ryan's mad weird. Like, I don't know what's wrong with him. Like, every single time I see him, he's always doing something that's just not human. Like, he gotta be a government plant or something. Like,
I think he's a bird, like controlled by the government or something. So he's a bird. Yeah.
What's up, Ryan? What's up, Kolbot? How's it going? Good. No, I actually gotta get going, but I'll catch you, all right?